I am Dr. Vinita Bhadoria, Associate Professor of English, Government College, Behrod. Welcome in the next video of the poem of My Last Duchess by Robert Browning. In the previous video, I explained first 25 lines of the poem to you. In this video, I am going to explain rest of the poem. The dropping of the daylight in the west, the boughs of cherries some officious fool broke in the orchard for her, the white mule she rode with round the terrace, all and each would draw from her alike the approving speech, or blush at least. She thanked men, good, but thanked somehow, I know not how, as if she ranked my gift of a 900 years old name with anybody's gift who would stoop to blame this sort of trifling. In the previous lines, the Duke and envoy is sitting in front of the painting of Last Duchess, who is no more now. In these lines of My Last Duchess, the Duke continues to explain all of the flaws of the Duchess' character. He says that she values her white mule, a bunch of cherries, and a sunset as much as she values a piece of jewelry which is very expensive and which was given to her by him. He is irritated that she does not seem to see the value in what he gives to her, or that she seems to value the simple pleasures of life as much as she values his expensive gifts to her. He also seems irritated that she does not seem to understand the importance of his place in life. By marrying her, he had given her a 900 years old name, that is, the noble hereditary of the Duke. This reveals that his family had been around for a very long time, and thus he gave her a well known and prestigious name in marrying her. She did not seem to be any more thankful for this than she was thankful to watch the sunset. This irritated the Duke so much that was not even willing to stoop to her level to discuss it with her. He thinks it would be trifling to do so. The dropping of the daylight means the time of sunset, the time of evening. Bough of cherries, bunch of cherries. Orchard is fruit garden, and this sort of trifling is not worth considering. These are some important meanings for you. Even had you skill in speech, which I have not, to make your will quite clear to such a and one, and say just this or that in you disgusts me, here you miss, or there exceed the mark, and if she let herself to be lessoned so, nor plainly set her wits to yours, forsooth, and made excuse, even then would be some stooping, and I choose never to stoop. Oh, sir, she smiled, no doubt, whenever I passed her, but who passed without much the same smile? This grew. I gave commands, then all smiles stopped together. There she stand as if alive. Will it please you rise? We will meet. The Duke continues to explain that he chooses never to stoop to discuss with this Duchess what made him so disgusted with her. Yet he seems quite comfortable discussing it with this listener. Perhaps he thought himself too high and mighty to stoop to talk to a woman, even if that woman was his wife. He admitted that she smiled at him pleasantly when he passed by, but it bothered him that everyone received that same smile from her. This shows the rude behavior and jealous nature of the Duke. He explained that he gave commands, and then all smiles stopped together. That means he ordered to kill her. he ordered to murder her because he can't bear the smiles she gave to others. This causes the reader to feel sorry for the Duchess, and rightly so. She was a lovely, happy, smiling person. It seems that the Duke commanded her in such a way as to make her stop smiling together. He robbed her of her joy with his controlling attitude towards her. After explaining that happened, when he commands her, the Duke turns his attention back to the painting on the wall and says, "There she stands, as if alive, because she was murdered." And here is a very lively painting of the Duchess. So he pointed out on that painting. This suggests that the real Duchess is no longer alive. The Duke seems happier with the painting of her because he can control who gets to look at the joy in her face. The Duke then invites his listener to the return downstairs with him. Robinson calls the line, "Then all smiles stop together," a tragedy in 5 words. He points attention to the retarding of the rhythm to suit the substance of the lines, sound echoing sense, "I gave commands," expresses with the greatest economy of words a wealth of suggested meanings. Browning is a master of precision and suggestion. The company below then, I repeat. Repeat is shown again the dominating behavior of Duke. The Count, your master's known munificence, is ample warrant that no just pretence of mine for dowry will be disallowed, though his fair daughter's self, as I avowed at starting, is my object. Nay, we will go together down, sir. Notice Neptune, though taming a seahorse, thought a rarity which Claus of Innsbruck cast in bronze for me. Munificence is extreme generosity, just pretense, formal and explicit approval, justifiable, warrant. Neptune here is the sea god and it symbolizes Duke, the behavior of Duke. And taming seahorse, a pet seahorse of Neptune, that is the symbol of Duchess. Seahorse, taming seahorse is the symbol of Duchess, who is tamed by Duke. Claus of Innsbruck is again an imaginary artist. Now, the explanation. This section of My Last Duchess reveals the identity of Duke's listener, the messenger. He is the servant of a count in the land, and they are trying to arrange a marriage between the Duke and the Count's daughter. The Duke says that his fair daughter is his object. He brings the man back downstairs with him, and as they walk, he points out bronze statue that was made especially for him. The statue is of Neptune taming a seahorse. Neptune, of course, is the god of the sea, and it symbolizes the Duke, and the seahorse symbolizes any duchess he would acquire. The Duke views himself as a god and he wishes to tame his wife to do whatever he wishes her to do and even to feel whatever he wishes her to feel. This man is clearly demented and controlling, and the speaker in My Last Duchess reveals Browning's ideas of his fellow man. It is significant that Browning makes the Duke speak first of the dowry and then of the lady. That shows which is more important to him. That means dowry is more important to him. One is afraid whether the Count's daughter is not going to meet the same fate. The Duke wants to put this in the mind of the envoy, the messenger, that he is the lover of beauty and art, but he weighs his reputation above and everything else. That he can put his duchess to death only because she had excess of humanity which a duchess should not have possessed. All this is put before the messenger only to emphasize his reputation, integrity, and love of regality, and to claim more dowry. A modern reader may or may not be influenced by the claim, but I am sure that the ambassador must have been highly impressed by the royal fanaticism. Thank you. Now the poem is over, and I'll give you assignment on this, question answer on this, and you have to do them.